Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 36. And I've got a ton to talk about today, so let's roll right into it with week in review, where I talk about what happened this week, maybe some things that are coming up, things like that. So first off, exciting week in that we shot our first second piece of content for the week for probably a couple weeks out, actually. But we shot our first vlog episode on Monday. So far, so good. It's going to take a lot of editing. We probably captured like 6 or 7 hours worth of footage, but should be an interesting look into kind of the behind the scenes here at the warehouse when we get that out in the near future. So that's really cool. We'll be shooting some other stuff, and we'll hopefully, starting in a week or two, start having a second video each week going forward from that point. And should be cool to have more content up on the channel. Let's see. Also, this week I was on the Anime Summit podcast. We shot it, or recorded it last week, I think, but I believe it went up on Wednesday. So had a great conversation with Sam from the Anime Summit podcast. Talked about Gundam anime, all that good stuff. So go check it out. That's pretty cool. Okay, now getting into all the the not so positive, awesome things this week. So I mentioned last week, running a business isn't all rainbows and sunshine and all that kind of stuff. And we had a bunch of those kind of things this week. I'm laughing about it now, but some of these were really frustrating. Especially, it's been a warmer week. Monday through Wednesday, it was definitely hot in here. We got the fan going for the first time, trying to keep airflow and keep things cool. And yeah, it was a little slightly unpleasant. Not too bad with the fan, but I could tell the heat was getting to me. But so first thing is workers' comp insurance. So workers' comp insurance, we went to get the policy changed back at the end of May to cover the 2 new employees I had brought in, and we wanted to have the appropriate coverage. Apparently they don't understand the difference between videography, photography, whatever you want to call that, and optical media manufacturing or something. That's how they coded Santana's job initially. I respond to them and say, hey guys, this is not the right thing. We're not manufacturing anything. I mean, I guess we're manufacturing videos, but it's not what that code is supposed to be for. Let's change that. It took them like a month to figure out, photography or whatever the new code is. But instead of taking off the old one, they just added the new one. Like, what the hell? Like, that's not cool. So then I tell them, like, guys, let's remove that manufacturing coding. We're not manufacturing any optical devices here. That doesn't need to be on there. And I think they actually ended up taking off the warehouse work next, in addition to taking off, or instead of, like, it was just ridiculous. It took like 3 times back and forth, and I think, like, it's hopefully good now. I'll be checking my email this morning and trying to look at the endorsements to see if it's right. But it's just like, what the So I might be looking for a new insurance agent soon, because this is just ridiculous. And I think I've got one that's a customer that actually contacted me. So when I'm ready to make that move, I know who I'm going to call. So that's been fun. The another big one this week, kind of hitting back on all the inventory shortages that there have been. I'm sure if you're into the gunpla hobby, you've kind of noticed that there's been a lot of shortages. Kits are hard to come by. When good kits show up, they tend to sell out pretty fast, and that seems to be across the board. And that was especially highlighted this week. We finally got confirmation on our orders for July through July through September, so 3 months. And we ordered more for those 3 months than I ordered for my May, June order. Obviously, it's more months. We're growing, trying to get more stuff. And the amount of inventory that they have confirmed is actually substantially smaller than what I got for May and June. Now, there's a lot of older orders that are, waiting to come through and things like that. But it feels like there's this like inflation of demand and I'm talking to Bluefin about this. We'll hopefully come to some sort of resolution to help make sure I can get enough stuff in the future. But I'm maybe not visibly frustrated now because I've had a few days to process this, but I'm very frustrated about the situation, doing everything I can to get as much in. And the biggest bottleneck on Mecha Warehouse growing is literally inventory. If I could buy 4 times as much stuff, I would buy 4 times as much stuff because people will buy it. It's it's there, and it seems to be a big problem in the industry, just across the board. So hopefully they can figure out how to allocate that stuff better in the future. But for the time being, I'm wringing my hands trying to figure out what to do. And then one more fun thing. This is kind of funny. So yesterday on Wednesday, you're seeing this on Friday, so it's 2 days ago from when you're probably seeing this, if you're watching it right when it came out. Our UPS driver actually accidentally backed into our garage door. And in itself, not that bad. There's a little dent in the door. I'm sure the landlord's going to want to file claims and get that all resolved. But in doing it, the garage door got stuck, so we disconnected it. And I'm thinking it was like my garage door at home. I thought I could pull the tab, lift up the door, and then the garage door mechanism would just pick up the door again. And it didn't. And that mechanism's like 15 feet in the air or something because of the height of the ceiling's 13 feet, something really high. And thankfully called the landlord and they were able to swing over pretty quickly. Otherwise, I would have been stuck here for a while trying to figure out how to get up there without having a ladder in the warehouse. So one more thing to worry about. Not the biggest deal. Nobody got hurt and anything like that, but just problems. And I guess the final thing I'll talk about during weekend review, I feel like I'm talking a lot during this section here. July 5th, which is like the holiday observed, there's no UPS pickups. We are likely going to be closed. I'm going to take advantage of that for another day off. I don't get enough of them. It'd be nice to stay home and maybe spend time with my family. And I'm thinking about taking the 9th off because Dylan and Orion will both not be able to come in anyway on the 9th, which is that Friday of that same week. So I might do a little bit of work from home and try to spend some time with the wife and kids, make it a long weekend at home or something. So not sure on that one, but just throwing that out there in case you place an order on Friday or something or late Thursday and are in a rush for it. There's a chance it might not go out quite as fast as it usually does. You might not even notice. So anyway, that's it for week in review. Let's talk about restocks. So we got some interesting restocks this week. We've been getting kind of these interesting collections of items. We got Kotobukiya in again, and fingers crossed I actually get the listings up in time for this. I think I will. We also got a couple Flame Toys kits. We've got another Machine Krieger, and yeah, so let's just go through it real quick. So I guess I'll start with Kotobukiya. I don't have everything from Kotobukiya up here. There's a bunch of kits, so it's definitely worth taking a look. We got some more Frame Arms girls. We've got this Frame Arms. This is the Shingen, which is really cool looking. As soon as I saw this, I saw the box on the cart as Orion was checking them in the other day. I thought it was really cool because it basically looks kind of like the Shin Musha, but obviously not a Gundam. That kind of samurai look, which I think is really cool. So it'll be interesting to see how many people buy those. But I'm kind of interested myself. That looks really cool. We got some more Hexagear stuff, including some more Governors. Grab this one. This is the Governor Volume 4 because I think he looks more like the Governator. Get down! It's the Governator! So, yeah, enough about that. We got some Hasegawa stuff, including, this is another Mechatro Wego kit. These are kind of interesting looking, colorful kits. I don't know what Mechatro really is, but they look kind of neat. And as well as a Mk V. This is the Dachshund. And so Mk kits are interesting. Definitely something different if you are looking for something not quite, Gundam not quite normal. We also got a couple Flame Toys kits, like I mentioned. The Shattered Glass Drift, I think we got these, was this last week? I think we got these in stock. It's a new release. They sold out pretty much in like a day and a half, something like that. So we grabbed some more. So don't wait on those if you're interested in it, because we got them back pretty quick. Also got the Optimus Prime G1 version. I actually built this on my stream sometime last year. It's a nice kit, and kind of, to me, shows that they're a nice product line. As for Gundam and Bandai stuff, we got a few kits there. High grade Banshee Norn Destroy Mode. The brand new real grade Wing Gundam. So these will go really fast, I think. We got a good number, but not as many as I think we really need for demand, but I guess it'll shake out over the course of the day. And I was mentioning shortages. We got some high-grade heavy arms. I got these from a secondary supplier. I did not get anywhere near as many as I want. These will sell out like that. They are probably gone by the time you're watching this video, unless I totally misjudged something. I do believe I have some on order with Bluefin that should be coming at some point in the next few weeks, hopefully. So try not to overreact on the FOMO if you can't get one. So lucky to have what I have, but obviously I wish I had more. We got more of the 30-minute mission Spinaccio Sengoku type. I don't have the option packs. Those all sold out. We didn't get any more of those, but we do have more of these, and these also sold out pretty much inside the day that they went up on the site. So if you want one, I wouldn't wait on it. And a new master grade for us. We haven't had this one in a while. The master grade Freedom 2.0. Master grades seem to be harder and harder to come by these days just because they're so in demand. And so again, if you want one, jump on it. Hopefully have some more coming in a week or two, but these will go pretty fast too, I think. And then also I forgot to mention God Hand last week. In last week's restock, we had a decent God Hand restock, and I should have a little bit more arriving today. So we got like the God Hand Ultimate Nippers back in stock, as well as some new products, including one that I wanted to show a little bit here, which is it's a thumb palette. It's basically like a little ring you can slip on your thumb, so when you're painting, you can kind of dab on to get your paint. If you're painting a miniature or small parts or something, and not have to reach all the way down to find your palette. Kind of an interesting concept, and we've got a few of those in stock as well. And I would be remiss without mentioning two other kits that I've got a few of in stock. I didn't bring them over because they're huge. We got like 4 PG Unleashed. Again, trying to get what I can. I know those are popular. Those sold out super fast when we had them in stock a week or two ago, whatever it was. So I wouldn't wait on those. And we got some more of the Gundam G vs Penelope kits, the sets, the big like PG box sized high grade kits. So again, if you want one of those, jump on it fast. They'll probably wipe out pretty quickly. I'm trying to grab a few here and there if I can. A lot of stuff's hard to get, and I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to continue grabbing those. All right, I think that is it for restocks. Rearrange all this stuff so I get some of my desk space back, and let's talk about Q&A. Let's do Q&A. So Q&A section of the video, this is where I talk about or answer questions from viewers. If you want to ask a question, post it down in the comments below, and I love answering questions. And so let me know what you want to know, whether it be Mecha Warehouse questions, a me question, a gunpla question, whatever. So let's get into it. First one is from MdubG. Great video. Question: how far off do you think we are from having mobile suit technology? I think really far, quite honestly, at least as we see them in Gundams. I think large robots, maybe even large fighting robots, might be a thing in the next several decades, potentially. That would be both cool and scary, I guess. But anything like a Gundam that moves like a Gundam and is that agile is probably, really far away, because there's a lot of technology there, and I'm not sure if it's really feasible to make a machine that large that can move that fast and be that agile. So I guess we'll see how that shakes out. It'd be really cool if they existed, but I have a feeling we probably won't see anything like that. I could see something more Earth Siege, Mech Warrior-esque type fighting machines, though, in a much shorter time frame, if I guess they decide that's feasible for combat. All right, let's keep going. Will you ever carry GK modeling or any kind of conversion garage kits in the future? This is a great question. I do, so I don't know specifically about, like, I think Garage Kits might be a brand. My concern always with like resin and third party stuff is just making sure that I navigate the line of what's legal and ethical as much as I can, because sometimes those kits are derived on IP that they don't have rights to. I think when you create dress up kits and stuff like that, I think that stuff is mostly good to go, because you're just creating detail parts that you can put on something else, and that's cool. But I'm thinking that we probably will, especially as these supply issues happen, and we'll be looking at other options for things. That's why we're focusing a lot more on Kotobukiya, for example, trying to kind of expand our horizons into other things in the hobby, other supplies, tools, kits that maybe not Bandai products, just to bring more options to people, especially while Bandai isn't super available. So probably, if anybody knows good options for brands for that kind of stuff, or third-party brands that are things that, I mean, I guess even if it could be a legal minefield, you could still DM me or email me with contact info for those places or websites or anything that you have on them, and I'd be more than happy to look at them. Half the problem with some of these suppliers is actually finding how to contact that supplier, especially some of these Chinese companies. They might only have a Chinese website. I don't speak Chinese, I don't read Chinese. It kind of makes finding them kind of difficult sometimes. So if you know any of that stuff, feel free to send it my way. Next one is from Averi. Have you gotten the Gundam Mk V for yourself? If so, what do you think about the build itself, as well as the possibility of a master grade Doven Wolf and Silver Bullet? So I have not. I've seen, they seem to be popping up a bunch. People are talking about it a little bit. I don't even know that much about it. It's not really a design that calls to me a ton, and so I didn't spring for the P Bandai kit or anything like that. An MG Doven Wolf or Silver Bullet would be pretty cool, and since there's similarities in the frames, maybe it's coming. That'd be really cool if there was. I'm always up for more kits of just about anything. And one more, Kevin Mann asks, do you know when TAMIYA Lacquer Color will be available, and will you carry it? So TAMIYA has several lines of paint other than their main acrylic line that we carry. And I think that they don't bring them into the US. Like, there's definitely a TAMIYA enamel line. And from what I've heard, nobody imports it to the US. I'm not sure why exactly. But it's just really hard to get over here. I think a lot of people have to go import it directly from a store somewhere else. And if they become available, I will definitely jump on it. Same thing with TAMIYA Lacquer Color. I would love to carry that stuff too. There's like 3 other paint lines I'm also trying to carry at some point. A lot of it's just been balancing in cash, space, and time with all these different lines. And paint tends to be a lot of work to add a paint line, a lot of product listing work to create the listings and get that ready. They take up a lot of space, and obviously all that takes time. So just trying to balance all that. And I think that's all I got for questions this week. So we'll round this video out at a pretty good length here. So if you have a question, again, post it down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. And I guess we will catch you next week. Later.